Welcome back to Medicine Made Easy with me, Kavya Tendal. Now, in this video, we will be discussing about the tear film or the precorneal film. Before that, if you have not subscribed our channel, do subscribe for more interesting videos like this, and as well press the bell icon so that you will receive regular video updates. And you can share this to your friends so that we'll all learn together. And I have made this video with simple diagrams and the structures of the eye which we can very easily identify. And if you have not followed our Instagram page, our Instagram page link is in the description. You can click on the link and join our page. Let us now get started with our discussion. It is called as tear film or precorneal film. From the name suggests precorneal, it means this film is anterior to the cornea. Right. So with this diagram, we have marked three structures, that is 1, 2, and 3. So it means tear film has three components. That have that in mind. The structure of tear film with this diagram is very difficult to appreciate. Let us now switch on to this diagram, which makes it appreciated very more easier. See, this is the cornea. This is the cornea, right? The tear film is precorneal film. It means anterior to it, there should be a film. Anterior to it, what we have here is actually the bulbar conjunctiva. You know, the conjunctiva has the goblet cells in the epithelium, which we have discussed in the previous video. If you have not watched the basics of conjunctiva and the eyelid, I've given that video link is also in the description. You can check it out. So coming back, this layer of bulbar conjunctiva has goblet cell and that produce mucin, and thus this layer is called mucinous layer. This is 0.2 micrometer. And what is the function of this layer is it converts the hydrophobic to hydrophilic corneal surface. So basically this corneal surface is hydrophobic, it is converted into hydrophilic surface by this mucinous layer. Now coming to the next important layer, that is called the aqueous layer, which is the bulkiest layer in the tear film. It is 0.7 micrometers, and it is contributed by the main and axillary lacrimal glands. At last, the outermost layer is the lipid layer. This lipid layer is the thinnest layer, an outermost layer, that is 0.1 micrometers. This is actually contributed by the meibomian gland and Zeiss gland, and as will Mohr gland also. So we know Zeiss gland is modified sebaceous gland, and meibomian gland is the tarsal gland, which is present in the posterior part of the posterior strip of the eyelid. These are all the details which we have discussed in previous video, and these are all the structures which is contributing to the lipid layer of the tear film. Now, what is the importance of the lipid layer is it prevents the evaporation of that water, that is the aqueous part. It lubricates the eyelid and it prevents the overflow. So remember, these are all the important functions of this thinnest layer of tear film. We have discussed about the tear film. Let us now discuss where is the tear going to form. So we know majority is going to form from the lacrimal gland, main lacrimal gland. Where is the lacrimal gland? Now, if you know, lacrimal gland is present just exactly to the top, that is to the superior and to the lateral of the bony orbit. Exactly over here, which is present in the frontal bone. Now, in the frontal bone, consider this is the frontal bone, and here is the lacrimal gland, which is present in the fossa for lacrimal gland, that is on the orbital plate of frontal bone. Here is situated the entire lacrimal gland, but then the lacrimal gland is divided into two parts by the levator palpebrae superioris. By this, the lacrimal gland is divided into the orbital part, the large orbital part, and small palpebral part. This orbital and palpebral part are, see here, they are continuous posteriorly. And this orbital part, we see the superior part is convex and the inferior part is concave, which is the inferior part is actually over the levator palpebrae superioris. The superior part, this orbital part, is like an almond shape. So we know this lacrimal gland is present in fossa for lacrimal gland in the orbital plate of frontal bone, which is present here, and it is divided into two parts, that is orbital and palpebral part by levator palpebrae superioris. Now, where does it open? This is the lacrimal gland. They open through the duct in the superior fornix. Where is superior fornix? Here. This is the superior fornix. They open in the superior fornix. That is, they all enter the lacrimal secretion, the aqueous secretion, enter into the conjunctival sac, and now they are going to open like this. Now you can figure out, right? So this is the aqueous, bulkiest aqueous layer in the middle of the tear film. And here is the bulbar conjunctiva that is contributing to the mucinous layer, and here is the meibomian gland which is contributing to the lipid layer of the tear film. Thus, the tear film is. Now, what is the importance of knowing this topic? Remember, the eyelid, the bulbar conjunctiva, the conjunctival sac, all of these are going to form or contribute to the formation of tear film. It means any pathology that is specially involving the posterior part of the eyelid, that is involving the bulbar conjunctiva, that is something changing the architecture of the conjunctival sac is obviously going to affect the tear film. And we know tear film is also called precorneal film. It means the cornea is going to get affected. And to be very more specific, this functions of each layer: prevention of evaporation of aqueous layer, lubrication of eyelid, prevention this layer preventing the overflow, and converting the hydrophobic to hydrophilic corneal surface. All of these functions are going to be affected if at all this eyelid, bulbar conjunctiva, and conjunctival sac are to be involved in any pathology process. So with this, we are concluding our video by the tear film. It means, to summarize, tear film has three layers. That is, from the outer it is the lipid layer, middle is the aqueous bulk layer, and the inner is the mucinous layer. Lacrimal gland is present in the fossa for lacrimal gland, and it is divided into two parts, and it is continuous in the posterior orbital part, and the palpebral part are continuous posteriorly, and they all open in the superior fornix, and thus here is the tear film which is formed. So mucinous part, aqueous part, and lipid part of the tear film. Thank you so much for your patient listening. If you like the video, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for regular updates, and as well share this video to your friends. We'll all meet in the next video. Till then, stay tuned. Bye bye.